Today on Wildlife Wardens, Dr. Terry Rivermore and Carrie Mallard have just received an urgent call from a concerned citizen about dead ducks at Rovani Park.
Hey, how are you?
Hello.
Susan?
Yes, I am Susan.
Terry Rivermore.
Hello.
Hi, Carrie Mallard.
Hi.
So what seems to be the issue?
Yes, I found this dead duck, and I figured there might be, something wrong with it. Yes.
It's definitely a good suspicion.
Yes.
Did you see it die?
No, I just came upon it dead.
Okay, have you touched it at all?
No, I
Okay,
have not.
good. Stay away from it.
Okay.
We'll need to call in the office, see if we can figure out what the possibilities may be for this case.
Okay.
After looking around the area, there seem to be many other dead ducks, so we just want to consult with a pathologist at the Wyoming State Vet Lab. We're thinking this could be one of several things, but regardless, we will have to either send samples or carcasses to the lab for the final diagnosis, so we want to give them a heads up and see exactly what they will need.
Alright, I'm going to go ahead and call my contact at the Wyoming State Vet Lab so we can get some idea about what might be going on here and come right back.
All right.
Hello? Yes, this is Terry Rivermore. We have a bunch of dead ducks down at Stink Lake in Rovani Park, and we're kind of wondering if we could bring some by for a differential diagnosis. Yeah, it looks like 10 to 12. Yeah, that's what we were suspecting too. Okay, so how many should we bring? Okay, we can definitely do that. Alright, we'll have those to you within a couple of hours. Okay, thanks. Bye. I just got off the phone with the lab, and they've confirmed our suspicions that it could be one of four things. Botulism, lead poisoning, duck plague, and avian cholera. They want us to bring in a few of the dead ducks, and they'll do a necropsy and try to figure out what's going on. So due to the unknown nature of whatever is causing all of these mortalities, we're going to want you to stay away from the area for a while while we get it cleaned up. Definitely keep your dogs away, keep your kids away, because we don't want anything mucking with these ducks and possibly getting sick.
Alright guys, I'm back with some personal protective equipment. We'll pick up this duck and double wrap it in some trash bags, and we'll send it into the lab.
And we always try to double bag the samples to reduce the risk to people at the lab.
We're good to go.
I'm so glad Dr. Mallard and Dr. Rivermore came down here so fast, but now I'm just really concerned. I mean, they're saying it could be all these different diseases that I've never heard of, and they all sound really terrible and scary. I live right across the street, and I'm worried about my backyard chickens. Those girls mean the world to me. I depend on their eggs for survival, and I'm an eggetarian. I live off their eggs and water. So basically, if they die, I die.
So, as a chicken owner, I have chickens in my backyard. Should I be worried about them getting whatever disease this is? Am I going to need to have them tested?
Oh no, ma'am. Excuse me. When did your dog pick up that duck?
Oh, she's been carrying it for the last mile of our walk.
Oh geez, well I'm sorry, but there's concern of an avian disease outbreak around here. We're gonna need to take that duck in to get tested, and I'm gonna have to get your contact information in case that the duck is positive. If then, you might have to take your dog into the veterinary clinic.
Oh no.
I'll actually take down both of your information so I can call you guys regarding what happened.
Is she gonna die?
No, well, there's possibility that your dog could have contracted the disease, but we aren't sure of that yet, and there's no testing that we could do on your dog until we figure out if the duck is positive.
Okay.
Later that day, Dr. Rivermore heads over to the Wyoming State Vet Lab, a veterinary diagnostic facility that offers services to citizens, ranchers, and veterinary professionals in the region. This is where she will drop off the carcasses to be necropsied.
Hello.
Hey, Gamen. How's it been here?
Busy. What do you got for me?
We've got 5 dead ducks. They all died at Rovani Lake. Not entirely sure what the problem is, but we collected 5 out of 18 per our previous conversation. And we think we're going to test for a bunch of differential diseases, but botulism is on the top of our list.
Right. Did anyone see these ducks dying?
No, it doesn't seem like it.
Okay. And approximately when were they first spotted dying?
They were first spotted dying this morning around 10, so it took us a couple of hours to clean up the scene and make it back here. but
Alright.
everything should be cleaned up. There was one woman who came by and her dog had a duck in its mouth, so we're kind of concerned about that. We have her contact information, and then local people are concerned about their chickens.
Alright, you should probably call that woman with the dog back and make sure that she takes her dog into the vet, because if it is botulism, that stuff acts really fast, and
That's
we
what we
probably
were
won't have a
concerned about.
diagnosis back until after that. So
Alright.
I would call her, get her into her vet, give the vet the update as well.
Okay, we will
You can
definitely.
give me their contact information, and I'll be sure to set things straight.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna test for a few things. As you already know, go ahead and fill out our accession form.
It sounds like nobody really actually saw any of these ducks when they were still alive, which is unfortunate, but that's also generally the case when dealing with some sort of toxicity. So botulism is pretty high on our list because it's the right time of year and that lake is really gross. There's lots of decaying organic matter, which is the perfect place for the bacteria, Clostridium botulinum, to grow. It's not actually the bacteria that's the problem, but the toxin that it produces is the problem. There's 8 different types of toxin. It's usually type C that affects waterfowl. It acts by inhibiting acetylcholine release from nerve synapses, which prevents muscles from contracting. If these birds did die of botulism, the signs would have been associated with a progressive flaccid paralysis. So they would have been weak, unable to walk or fly, and they would eventually suffocate due to paralysis of the diaphragm.
Alright, here you are.
Alright, thank you.
Thank you.
We'll get back to you as soon as possible.
Okay, sounds good.
The carcasses are accessioned and taken onto the necropsy floor where samples will be taken and the pathologist will look for any gross lesions. Based on the circumstances of this outbreak, the team is concerned about 4 diseases: botulism, duck plague, avian cholera, and lead toxicity. To test for duck plague, a Marty virus, the pathologist will examine the carcass for signs of hemorrhage and take liver, spleen, and small intestine for virus isolation or PCR. Avian cholera is caused by the bacterium Pasteurella maltacida. It is characterized by thick mucoid yellow feces in the GI tract. To test for P. maltacida, a small section of small intestine will be sent to bacteriology for PCR or culture. Botulism and lead poisoning are both toxicities which do not typically produce gross lesions. Lead shot is occasionally found in birds' gizzards, which can assist in diagnosis of lead poisoning, but a definitive diagnosis requires toxicology tests on liver and kidney. Samples collected for botulism testing include liver and stomach contents. However, the sensitivity of toxicology tests for botulinum toxin is low due to the fact that a minuscule dose can be lethal and is thus hard to detect. In fact, it's been reported that a dose as low as 2 billionths of a gram of toxin type H can kill an adult human.
Hey, Dr. Rivermore, I've got results on those ducks from Levante. Yeah, we didn't see much on them grossly and ruled out the viral and bacterial diseases, so we went ahead and ran tox for lead and botulinum. It was negative for lead, and we actually got a positive result for the botulinum toxin, which is actually pretty rare. Usually we just have to rule out everything else and assume it's botulism, so they must have had a pretty big dose, so you've got a problem on your hands.
Well, good to know. It's a good thing we already quarantined the area. We should really just drain that swamp and fill it in anyway.
Oh, also, have you been updated about that woman's dog?
Oh yeah, apparently it's fine, thank goodness. I thought it was a goner for sure.
Well, not necessarily. It may not have broken the duck's skin or ingested any of the toxin. Also, dogs and humans are surprisingly less affected by toxin type C, so it may not have killed it anyway. Had it been toxin A or B, it would have killed the turds out of that dog.
So, besides draining the swamp, you have any other ideas about how to manage this outbreak?
You might be joking about draining the lake, but that's an actual valid option, especially since this is inside a municipality. Obviously, that's not a good approach for all outbreaks, but it's a consideration. Obviously, you'll want to dispose of any and all carcasses you find in the area, and try your best to keep things away, dogs, birds, street youths.
Yeah, I've also heard that maggots can contribute to this cycle because they're unaffected by the toxin but can't break it down, so they're effectively a concentrated botulinum pill for ducks.
Yeah, you could use insecticides to control that, but
just eliminating the carcasses is going to be a huge help there.
Alright, thanks Dr. Gomen. I know you've got a ton of cases, so I'll let you go.
Okay, we're done.
Hey Terry, what do you give to sick birds?
I don't know.
Treatment!
Ha 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 ha, you quack me up. But it has been a really foul week.
Yeah, I'm really glad that dog didn't die.
Me too, it was so cute.
It was really cute, and that honestly could have caused such a big issue.
Oh, it could have been so much more of a disaster than it was.
Yeah, luckily everyone stayed away from the situation when we got there, and we were able to deal with it.
Yeah. Important note, kids, never pick up dead wildlife.
And definitely don't let your animals pick it up either.
Next week on Wildlife-Rhoades, Dr. Rimmermore has a run-in with a rabid coyote.
Really? I was drunk.
I always forgot for a second that you wanted me to say something.